Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing good. Can you confirm with me if you can hear me well? Freezy Weezy, hello buddy. Gonna keep some music going. Sorry, I clicked somewhere by mistake. Majid, Habibi, how are you, man? Is the music good, guys? Hope you're having a good day, Freezy, and you too, Majid. How are you doing? All right, everyone, welcome to today's stream. In this series of stream, we will be sharing the process of creating an Archviz project with Unreal. So from 3ds Max, on how we prepare our meshes, data flow, bringing from other places, lighting, materials, anything you can think of in terms of developing an Archviz project in Unreal Engine, including blueprints, of course. I'll be covering these. So to recap, if you didn't watch yesterday's stream, in yesterday's stream I was experimenting with this beautiful, let me reduce the sound of the music because I think it's too much, grass shader and some assets from the hillside sample, which is an amazing sample project that you can find in the samples tab, and I recommend for everyone to download it. It's a little big, it's like 60 gigabytes, but it's really useful. There are so many resources here that you can explore, from blueprints to assets, cards, materials, and lighting scenarios, and so on. Really cool stuff. 8 p.m. Where you at, Freezy? Are you in India now? No, 3 hours between us. I don't think you are. Where are you guys watching from? Good evening to you, Freezy. It's here for me for almost 4 p.m. So today we will work on preparing the wall meshes. So right now they look good here in Unreal, but sometimes in some of your projects you may, it depends, see some lumen bugs, especially in areas where it's not lit well, like with the indirect lighting. I think you can see these. And this can be fixed in multiple ways. Of course, we may need to add some light sources because right now this is fully lit with the indirect lighting and now the auto exposure kicked in. So look, when I look outside, what happens? So now we have auto exposure enabled. So right now this, like by default, is completely dark. So this is sometimes why you get these. However, to improve in general on helping Lumen how it builds its mesh distance fields and whatnot, we need to divide the meshes. So right now, if you look at the project, the Revit model from the project, so this is the raw Revit model. If we want the walls of this building, and let's isolate. I already like made a copy so I can simply select everything that I don't want and delete it because I just want the walls in this project. So this for you, Majid. You need to provide me with the landscape. Yash Fathar, how are you, buddy? Hello to you. So the first thing I would do is isolating the walls, and we already have that done. And the second thing is isolating them on multiple different layers, so it's easy to select this part of the project, and the same for this part of the project on the second floor, and so on. So let's go to specific view, select everything from here, and create new layer. Just isolate them for now. Hide it. Let's do the same here. Create new layer. Also hide it, and this it's in its own layers, I believe. But we need to separate the interior from the exterior, so I'm going just to select these, isolate my selection, and put these also in a new layer. So as for these three, I move these into these layers, and need to clean this up just a little bit. So I'm going to create also the first layer that I mentioned yesterday here. As for furniture and for landscape, let's just put it here. It means we need to give it a number and so on. So let's start with these layer by layer. This is the top floor, and it seems we also have the facade as part of this. We can also work on this. So we simply need to rebuild some of these meshes and make sure, for example, any mesh you bring from your Revit, SketchUp, any program, you can do this in 3ds Max or Blender. Actually, that would be fun doing this in Blender and learn it a little bit. So I might export the FBX and open Blender while we're at it. Sanjay, how are you, buddy? Can you read my message? If you mean your message here, yes, I can read it. If you sent me somewhere, you need to be a little patient because I get so many messages. Yash, Habibi, it's my pleasure, man. I'm glad you're finding the videos useful. So while we're here, let's just decide to click on export. So I try to give my files descriptive names. That's always important. Amil Jar, Habibi, how are you, buddy? Wow. Okay, there we go. Always delete the cube. No, we don't want these. Yeah, it's about time I make Blender easy for me. Let's see how much I struggle. So it looks like the first thing is collections. That sucks, but thankfully we can type walls. What is the name of the mesh? So let's type SM wall. Select all walls. Yep, and move them to a collection called walls 18 in the villa. And now I want to hide unselected. So I kind of forgot how to do that. Easy. And let's do the same as we did in Max. So I'm gonna select this part. This will be like walls L2, level 2. And let's hide for now. So now I do selection like this. I'm so rusty in Blender, sorry. I'm trying to deselect. Hello? There, thank you. And for now, let's just call these L0. I'm really thinking of leaving 3ds Max and joining for Blender, but I have been using 3ds Max for over 10 years now. It's just getting slower and buggier each release. That is absolutely correct. And I was watching a video about Autodesk suspending permanent licenses where you can't move it from device to device. So it's about time. So LOLs, take the leap. I've been using 3ds Max for also like at least 10 years. Yeah, I started watching Arimos 3D videos 10 years ago. So I think Blender, the first few weeks, if you've never used it, it will like feel new, feel fresh. It's nice. And it's just a matter of how much time you're gonna put in Blender. And I would recommend also learning its own native shortcuts and whatnot, like not taking the exact same rotation shortcuts and whatever from 3ds Max, just so you are able to follow along with the tutorials and whatnot. And give it time. But I would think, I'm personally thinking if I'm learning 2-3 years along the way from now. So I'm sure like we're gonna maybe have Blender 4, Blender 4 point, I don't know, and still free. So I better start taking care of my advice. Now we want to start cleaning up these meshes because I don't think they are good. I can show what's wrong in 3ds Max in some of them, But generally you want to always have clean quads just in case. So for example, we should not have stuff like this. It's especially like for production geometry, like for your final project, floating vertices like these, they are not good. So we need to get rid of them. Delete, dissolve vertex. I would usually clean this up in like 2 seconds. Oops, what did I do? In Max. So delete face. Huh? Yeah, it looks like there are duplicate faces as well, and could be even wrong orientation. So for orientation, I think there was a way to view normals, face orientation. I forgot where it was, but that's okay. So here also we have a small problem. This stuff is not acceptable is not acceptable. So this is what is called like cleaning up the mesh, and this is important for many reasons. Like this is such a cool little just a box like this, but it could get so much more complicated in terms of complexity of the meshes. It's not fun to see me struggling with Blender. So I feel okay. I recently downloaded this new version and I didn't set up anything yet, almost yet, except for like hard ups. So because I'm using 4K, I felt like it's hard to see some of these lines. Complementary is fine. So yeah. Dissolve edge. What would be so much easier just modeling on top of this? Like, give me a cube. This is also the worst way you're gonna see someone modeling something, but give my muscle memory just a few seconds, I promise. Few minutes, sorry. Of course, this could be like automated, scripted. I don't think this is the best approach, but yeah, we want clean meshes like this. 6 faces only. In before, like such mesh was way much more. I think we did. Which floor this is? The lowest floor. Yeah, this mesh. No, this was not this mesh. Anyway. Hey, Xavier. Bruski, help me. I'm dying. With Blender. Joker, can you make the doors in Blender to recognize an actor blueprint in Unreal Engine 5 at import? Yes, you can make almost everything be recognizable when you export it from an application to Unreal Engine by specifying metadata, and in Unreal Engine using something called DataPrep or DataPrep. LOLs, the second, I am in the exact same position as you actually, and I feel you. So that's why I think I'm trying here today. I think it's a fun opportunity in today's stream to learn in Blender. So I think what is nice in 3ds Max, like if I have mesh like this, right? I go like to this. So let's say, let's find any stupid mesh that it's not nice or whatever. Yeah, let's say this mesh, there are like floating points and maybe there are so many things like this, right? So in 3ds Max, it's really easy to simply go to box, press like, go to wireframe mode, press S to snap, select from the snap like the vertex mode, and make sure it's to 3D snap, and just click, drag, and that's it. So select this vertex, this vertex. I still struggle with creating boxes like this in Blender. And now I know we have this, and I know we can like click somewhere here and do this, but I want to snap it on these. Oh, look at this. Oh my God. Ah, you know what I mean? Look, what is this? But let's give it another shot. So I'm holding Control and I'm trying to modify the angle. Click like this, release. Let's go. Nice. But wait. Yeah. So this is now the new mesh, which is exactly what I want. So I have a question. Can we make active group? So where is this mesh located? It's in somewhere in this collection, right? Cube collection. And we have walls. So can we make, for example, this the active collection? So I click like this. Nice. So in Blender, you simply select the layer and it will create inside that layer. In 3ds Max, you activate the layer like this. So you can make that your active layer. So we simply, if you want like level 0, and press W to select this, you can press M and move to level 0. And that's it, because it's important to keep stuff organized. Now, in such project, so let's evaluate this. I recommend adding these meshes we are processing into new layer, so we know like these are processed. And what is this? Check this out. So this is supposed to be like a separate element. So this is a wire, like door wire frame, not a wall. And in Blender you press L? No, L selects everything. L? Let me check in Max. And in Max, let's hide unselected. And I think it's this guy. What is the name of this mesh? 538. 538. No? Okay. Ideally, this is not right. This should be separated into its own mesh, the frame like this. Because this will create problems for Lumen when it's generating its capture cards for the global illumination. Yes, Joker. If you check DataPrep, with it you can process so much all data you can think of with Unreal Engine with ease. For example, if you have walls, let me put it on the screen as we're talking. And this is actually great talking point. I need to add to my list. Data prep. Okay. So it's a visual editor with it, like there is step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, and there are like the palette where you bring operations and you set these operations, and there are things you can do. Set up automatic level of details, assign materials if the project, asset name or asset bounding volume, as you can see here, and so on. So based on specific rules, you can automate the process of importing and exporting your project and so on. This is, importing all your assets from different sources. This is especially useful when it comes like to Beam assets, where cleaning up data like this is necessary. So let's see here. The way I would model this in the early production process, I would ignore that I have these parts. So I hold Shift and Control to bring the 3D cursor that I don't know how to use yet here to create nice little cube. Let's scale that cube a little bit. And let's move it on the X axis somewhere here. Yeah, let's just go into this mode. Let's Later, I think we will modify this because I'm going to create some sort of modular framing system for all the doors. So they will all share the same dimensions. This is something you keep in mind when you're doing stuff like this, where you know you have many doors like this across your project that could use a frame that can be instanced around. And that's important for optimization purposes. So that's why we separate the wall from the frame. And that's also easier for Lumen to work and do its magic. On mesh that doesn't have complex ins and outs and concave and convex shapes. So from here, let's just press E. Press G, press Y, and press Ctrl to snap here. I love snapping in 3ds Max, so I think snapping in Blender is also nice. Once you get used to the move tools as a 3ds Max user. So this is too much for for door frame, but I'm gonna ignore it for now. Now I'm going to isolate my selection like this, so I can connect these two pieces together. Now, so in 3ds Max, we press bridge. There we go. Fill doesn't work. This looks like a bot. Okay. We can simply delete the old mesh, which is this one. And let's just make sure that we have the right layer selected. Some of these meshes I'm looking, they could be attached. So I'm just curious why we have so many walls. Your goal is to reduce the amount of, like, look, we have 577 objects. One of the important things in the optimization process is to reduce this number. This doesn't make sense for this visually. So I'm just trying to understand the project from a new program. So we said for this, we simply do this. Hide it, press V, no. Select, we can simply delete this. How can I hide? Of course, instead of doing this manually, let's now look into some of the tools and plugins and scripts that could help clean meshes for us like this, because this is, for any script, is very cleanable. Doing this manually will take forever. I need to open the window because I hate summer. I think I need to bring AC or something. How about you guys? Are you winter or summer team? Now, the good thing, none of these vertices, for example, is broken. Or like where you need to apply weld. This is, of course, another way. I remember there was something to show stats. There we go. So if you do this, you have two vertices, three vertices, and three vertices. And this is not okay because there is one here and one here. Now in Blender, I don't understand how deleting vertices like this would affect the model in such interesting way. So delete doesn't work, that's for sure. But dissolve, why it does this? I don't know what limited dissolve is. Anyone does? Anyone knows? Xavier, you still here? Okay. So for example, in 3ds Max, when you have this situation, let's see if we can even produce it. How can I make my model problematic? Let's just like when you delete vertex like this, it goes away, but when you press Alt space, doing the same stupid stuff here. So sir, I need you to get on my face. So I'm gonna just simply click delete. Dissolve. Why does it change? That's so much time spent on cleaning a cube like this. And it's still not finished. This is totally not okay. Let me do it my way. Nope, not even that. It's nice to see Blender noob struggling. It's okay. This is because I'm learning Blender in 2023. I shouldn't have done that like 3 years ago when it first came out. 2.8. Joker, delete left vertex and extrude the left. Ah, that's a good one. You know, like, I don't know, I should first get rid of this mindset where, like, I'm Blender, now I'm noob, even my mind stopped working, but that's actually a good solution. This happens. So here we have an intersecting mesh, and this is not okay. We should not have that. This should be its own mesh, and this should be its own mesh. So I'm gonna simply, oops, click, select all these, and click on delete. Actually select delete vertex, isolate for just 2 seconds, dissolve. Why dissolve do this? It should not delete this. Will Whew. So this is first face. How can we have target wheel? Do we have something like that? We have subdivide, extrude, bevel, slide, randomize, smooth, split, separate. Oh, with that. But first we need this to get out of here. Dissolve vertex. Finally, there is some progress. So I'm gonna press A and then press E and press. Is this closed already? Oh, that's nice. Now, as for this, does it has to do with shade smooth or something? Just shade flat, thank you so much. How about this one? And why do we have this complication stuff here? Oh, this is like overlapping stuff, isn't it? So this just goes inside. It doesn't add any thickness. So that's like, get out of here. As for this wall, I'm gonna do the same where I click and select all vertices, delete. Select this. How do we quadrify? There we go. Thank you. Let's try this more actually. Trace to quads. Alt J. The more you learn. Hell yeah. I told you I just got rusty. I need to remember. Now, when we deleted all of this mesh, we noticed that we have this wall also that's going. So let's just simply get rid of it. And let's take this. Let's shade, select all, shade flat. X, G, nope, G, Y. What is this? One, two. Oh, wow. Delete face. Man, it's so harder in Blender. Unbelievable. So too. And how it's selecting this? Wow. Okay. So now we have 4 edges and 4 vertices. Press E. And just to this point. And since we're doing this, we select this actor and move it. So they're the same. And I have this look sus. Nah, it's fine. Grand track. In edit mode, M merge. Thank you. Let's try it now on this mesh. So we have this mesh. First, we wanted to say we want to try pressing Alt J. So converting trace to quads. It works nicely, almost. So here and here we need to dissolve. So first, yeah, let's press A as well, and then press M and merge by distance. None, but that's, thank you for the shortcut, Grand Tack. I completely forgot we can, it's merge. I thought it's wheeled or something, so I love you. Feel free to throw all your Blender tips at me, guys, because I think I just noticed every time I learn Blender with you, like this, the tips I get from you are invaluable, so thank you. Okay, so these two, I would like to clean this up. I want to create a loop that's going from here, you know? So let's dissolve these. And let's dissolve this vertex. Why this happens? Is this not like, I want to delete these two by dissolving this vertex. So should I like first select this and dissolve? How? And instead of like in Max, if you have this scenario, you can select the vertex, press Ctrl space, and it will just go away with both of these. So I thought we have something similar here. Okay. Adam, how are you, buddy? Hello, hello. Grand track. Blender is infinite. Haha. Yeah. Love to see you using Blender. Thank you, man. I'm getting now more comfortable. I always like think this is perfect opportunity to start using Blender. So here I'm going to dissolve these edges, which is perfect. Now this here, I can just simply move it here. I don't need to dissolve it, and press F. Look at me, right click, and where is the knife? Wait, should I like go to 2? Ah, there we go. And like press 1 and press G. So OCD is happy. This is good. And we do the same here. So let's check. I don't know, something is wrong with this face. So let's delete this face. There we go. Oh. There we go. So the top looks good. Here. Wait. What is this exactly? And if I press A, I don't think this has to do anything with distance. In 3ds Max, like an edge like this, it does not exist. So this fine, like when I press this and press F, am I good? Or no, I should delete it and reconstruct it. Ah, thank you. And then select this. So from here, I click on E, Z, do this, E, Z, again, do this. Click 1, click A, click M. By distance, we merge these. And then when we select these two and press F, it's supposed to close it, no? Unless there is something wrong with the lower part. Also, let me disable the little nice grid hello. Ah, the floor. It's called the floor. So this is one face, and I do that. Yeah, perfect. So I'm just trying to check my mesh as much as possible. So it looks like fill doesn't work. Is that it in this case? So I just extrude to this point, then move here, do this. Click everything and click on merge by distance, and that works. So now I wanted to ask you guys, like, what are these blue lines like this when I create my mesh or do something to it, and what does it mean when I don't have these blue lines? Because I noticed when I create my mesh like this, it doesn't have any blue lines. So this something comes from usually outside programs. I don't know. I remember it was something around mark and clear sharp, perhaps. Is this like sharp or no, something else? Ah, Adam, I'm glad you're doing okay, buddy. You don't know why, but your blender is crashing with a massive scene. Yeah, this is something I heard from like large studios, colleagues. They're talking about ability of 3ds Max and Maya handling large and complex scenes compared to sometimes Blender where it crashes or less reliable in production and really scary deadlines. That's chance it's kind of hard to take. So that's like the spooky parts. I wish you luck, Adam. Gala, Drial, Ria. Hello, hello. This looks cool. You cool. So in edit mode, right clicking one, A, right click merge by distance. Nice, thank you. Maybe that's the same of what, yeah, exactly, sir. It's the exact same with merge. I just learned it, so thank you. Sharps, red seam, blue sharp, red seam. Nice. Thank you, guys. So I saw something about recalculating normals in the chat, but I can't remember where. So, it was you, Galadriel. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Okay, so press A and mesh normals Alt N recalculate outside. Let's try again. Alt N. Oh, not inside. It still looks weird. Maybe I should add some sharpness or something. I believe some of them should let's just mark as yep. Oof. So how do I deal with this? The faces when they look like this. Face orientation. So at viewport overlays menu, you can activate face orientation. Face orientation was, there we go. It was from here. So what happens if which side should we go to? I think there we go. This one I felt something wrong with it. So it's flipped. So A, Alt N, flip and recalculate outside. The blue is okay. This one seemed to have like, you see these? This is so interesting. So this one, we need to press and recalculate for flip actually. But now, could it be because something is wrong with my modeling, with my model? So one face, we have, let's just make sure everything is triangles. Should I like reconstruct this? And why does it have this? And let's turn this off. Face orientation. Now, as for these meshes, because I have the main mesh behind them, I don't want them. So it's time to reduce. We can simply assign material IDs. So this one of the meshes we remade? No, this is not. I feel for such mesh, it's just easier if model it. We agreed this is the point. and the bridge, and that's like really quick modeling. And we need to snap it to the corner of this wall. And the rest. Now this looks interesting. And one of the reasons, guys, I really like and I always advise exporting stuff to Unreal Engine is to figure out like parts of your project. But why don't we? I think this is somewhere in the lower parts. So if you export your project to Unreal, you're gonna definitely see all these different parts around. I don't know which rooms exactly. I need to fly around. Ah, oh my god. Object data properties auto smooth. That was actually a good one. Auto smooth is one of the options I forgot. I'm gonna try it in a moment. SPT Lean, thank you so much, buddy. Alt J to triangulate stuff. Then we select meshes we want to dissolve and dissolve the edges. And select everything, merge by distance, looking good. So we have 6 faces, 12 edge. That's right. So that's, I'm getting faster, thankfully. Now I want to select these guys here, and I also snap them here and select so Shift Z or Shift D R. Before I do that, object origin to center. Yeah, R Z 90. G middle mouse, Shift Z, snap it here. As for bring a loop, select extrude, delete this one, delete this one. Now we have the same problem here, but let's see. We have like mark as sharp and whatnot, so let's select everything, press 2 and clear sharp, and object data, I think that was here. Object data properties, auto smooth. Is this the right place? Okay, shade flat, I guess works, but is it the right way you do it in Blender? Like just shade flat? Or no, there is smoothing group, we need to clean it up. How do we assign smoothing groups in Blender? Better to be in object mode. Let's try that again. Ah, okay. The normals look flipped. Let's check for the normals. Ah, this one is flipped. Thank you. Right click on mouse object mode. Ah, you mean here? I need to explore these menus again. Shade smooth. Ah, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try it next. Much appreciated. So let's do slightly more complex stuff for a noob like me. So this time I'm going to select everything. I'm gonna right click, trace to quads, triangulate faces, I don't care, no, trace to quads, yes. And I'm going to delete these faces. No, this is just stupid doing it this way. Why I can't snap to this? That's weird. That's fine. I can do this stuff later. Let's snap to this, but not. It seems like interior pieces like this, it's not possible. So we must go with the flow. Mesh like this should be not complicated. So trace to quads, and it looks good. But it looks like also flipped. No, it does not. Well, thank you. select this. Just make sure no intersections. This is not okay. And as you can see, as we're moving, like when you're in interior, you can see the stuff. So you need always to avoid these. And I think I have an example in Unreal. I had an example actually, but if I move this maybe or something, I had a problem here. Of course, usually just fix it by moving it just a little bit, but yeah, you want to avoid overlapping faces. So let's do the same here. Alt J, 12 edges, 6 faces, that's perfect. Just select this, make sure it's snapped here, select this, make sure it's snapped here. And we're gonna see later what is here once we uncover other pieces. As for this part, let's tab, Alt J, it's looking good. So of course, at this point, because Alt J is a shortcut we're gonna press every single time, one of the good practices then is selecting everything, press tab, select everything, and press Alt J. And now you don't need to worry about pressing that later. You just do your thing on any mesh that you process. So when you select this, in blend, do we have an option to like selected object state? And instead of like when we hide it like this, oh, we need to be in this mode. Okay, good to know. So this guy, so these are like for the piping and whatnot in the house. So I think we can bring these separately later from the Rivet file or something. As for now, let's keep it simple. As for this mesh, I'm sure we don't need this to be like this because we also never see it. So we select a face, we make a duplicate of this face, and then we detach it, separate, put it, move it, put it here, edit, add Swift loop or a loop or a cut here. Now select everything, press E, and select where you want your snapping to happen. So let's not forget there is a door with the same mesh and we don't want it, right? So let's just do it here. Select the upper part. Just make sure. Let's go. Let's do one here. Click E again. I keep messing up my modeling like an idiot. So select everything. Now is the time to do this. So I'm going to, you guys said the object mode. Shade smooth. Maybe I have something. Let's select. view share. That's weird. Ha, it's my bad because it looks like I have something wrong here. How is that even possible? Okay, it looks like I clicked on extrude and I left it. The amount of things that can go wrong. So let's just delete faces. And from here, let's just click on A, merge by distance, and we simply fill. Have a feeling about normals and orientation, so let's check. Yep. So let's Alt N, no, A, Alt N, and flip. I'm getting better, guys, so thank you. Now, I have a model in another file that I will export where me and the team have done 99% or 90% of this whole process a couple of weeks ago. And in the next stream, I'm going to be working on that file. So that file also was done by the boys, but it needs some work where areas it could use some either dividing or attaching. So that's what would be tackling next stream, what that could be tomorrow, I imagine, because I will be replacing the walls of this mesh here. So it's better for Lumen and for interactivity. Right now, if you want to interact with this wall with Blueprint to change the material, it's going to be tricky because we have the same wall from start to finish in 3 different places, in this place, and this place, and it got only one material ID. So if you want to change it for the exterior, you want different options for the exterior. That's kind of hard. You want to have your separate material ID or mesh. And the same here, and the same if you have some different sort of design on this side. So that's what we will be doing in the next stream, my guys. I think it's been what, an hour? Yeah, it's been an hour, 20 minutes. That should be enough for today. I will look if there are any questions. Okay, so actually, Adam, turn normal on 30. I will, maybe next stream, I will keep working on this one or some parts of it, or I will export what I already have in Unreal, which is not so many meshes. This is much more streamlined and clean. And we do the same process here in Blender, and we keep going. So that I'm excited about testing Blender different workflows to export data. So that's also something we can tackle next time. I want to thank all of you guys for being here today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. When, I don't know, but I'm going to announce on it before we go live. But it's around this time where I have, I'm trying to make time to work on the project. If you found today's stream useful, I just want to let you know that this is part of a training program. This is one of case studies we are working on for a new course that we are designing on our academy. If you go to academy, we opened a new page for the pre-sale of a new course that we are making, not course, a whole training program. And if you want to read more, there is complete information about everything to be expected. This is something that is planned. So today we mentioned, for example, DataPrep. If it's not here already, it's 100% gonna be here. DataPrep. Yeah, so all the important things that we should learn in Unreal Engine to produce high quality architectural projects, it's in this training program. There are case study scenarios, there are finished projects, there is access to our Unreal Engine marketplace, to our VRD marketplace of assets. So many things are being planned, and the release content for the videos will be around November. But until then, there will be some events and some things that, until we've the time of completion of the program. So that's if you really want to take visualizing architectural projects and creating real-time projects in Unreal Engine as a career, whether if you want to find job with some of the amazing studios around the world, or if you want to start your stuff as a freelancer. That's the whole purpose of the program, to help you create an MVP, multiple MVPs, as case study that you can showcase the power of real-time technology and interactivity depending on the specialty you choose, which is multiple case studies we're doing around architecture. So yeah, guys, I will see you tomorrow. We're gonna continue working on this project together, answer your questions, help me learn Blender, and thank you so much for being here again. So actually, wait, before I go, there are a couple of questions. Freezy, when I add UVW map modifier to my meshes in 3ds Max, is there an easy way of adding it to each individual object, like selecting everything and creating UV map, or copy-paste instance of UVW map? So yes, in 3ds Max, by when you have your objects, so like this, you can simply add the UVW map modifier. And this works okay for architectural meshes. And don't forget to set, of course, the length, the height, and the width to the units you usually work with. And usually we choose meter by meter by meter because that's what most textures are. And then we can scale them up or down, but that's like the unit of truth. And there are scripts. So this is okay in this scenario, but what if you have something like a kitchen, right? Where you want to assign wooden material on your kitchen, but you also want some variety. So for this, there are scripts and plugins that you can find online to help you with assigning UV. Let's just do this. That will help you with assigning UV maps on your project. It's a little hard to move in Max with the space mouse. But that's so interesting. Just up, let's do this. And let's see how it looks. Is it this angle or did I make a mistake? I think I made a mistake. Yeah. Fix the aspect ratio. Wow, that's good. I hope this answered your question, Freezy. So let me, maybe script, but 3ds Max. This is one of the best websites for scripts for 3ds Max. Here you could find some nice plugins, and there are some plugins all over the beautiful internets. And I would also consider asking your boy ChatGPT, how can you make some sort of Python script that assigns UV modifiers randomly on specific meshes with max script or Python, for example. That would be cool. I'd love to tackle this actually as an idea. Actually, let's just create a Python script to auto add random UVs. Let's read this max. Okay, guys, I will stop here and I will see you tomorrow. So thank you so much. Freezy, thank you for the idea. I'm going to test this out, and if it works, I will let you know and share the code. That's for sure. I'll see you soon, everyone. Have a good day.